Hey guys, Jay here from WoodPigeon Outdoors. Great to have you all again. We're winterizing the house here and getting ready for some winter camping. We are in late November and we're about a month away from Christmas. I hate going into the woods and trying to use the flint and steel or a Firestarter trying to fight my fire. Yeah, to start my fire, and so I use these. These are fire pucks. I call them fire pucks, but you might call them something else. But yeah, I'm going to show you how to make these. They last about 10-15 minutes. With one of these, you could boil a pot of water. And since we're so close to Christmas, they make great stocking stuffers. Alright, so I'll show you how to make these. Let's get to it. So all of this is what you're going to need for the project. So you're going to need a pot, right? This is for boiling water. This is to help melt the wax. Right? Usually you're going to need, this is what we're going to melt the wax in. I suggest not using your wife's pot for this. So I went and got one of these. Alright. Now we're going to need wax. Now this is how it becomes a very inexpensive project. You could use tea lights, right? Or you could use wax from a candle that you've already burned. If your wife or yourself or whoever uses like candles around the house, like my wife likes to use them for her bath. She says it's relaxing. So I've already cut up this one. It's one of those tall pillar ones. So that's what this is. So yeah, you're going to need some wood chips. Alright, so wondering where you get wood chips. If you do carving or woodwork or whatever, sawdust will work just as well. And you're going to need to get some baking cups or muffin cups. These you could pick up at the dollar store, at your Walmart, or at the grocery store. They're usually a buck or two for 50 little cups. Up. So let's get started. So what you're going to want to start off doing is breaking up the wax. Right? So basically taking a candle, right? Very simple. You just want to break it off into bits and pieces. Don't worry if there's you know, little charred marks and stuff. That's fine. So just like that, very simple, right? You just want to break everything up so that it melts. If you could get them into smaller pieces, that would be great, but you know, chunks like that is perfectly fine. And it's okay if you use scented candles. It's okay if you use just regular tea lights, right? What I'm doing is this is I believe this is a scented candle. Like I said, it's one of my wife's candles that burnt all the way through, and it leaves a good bit of wax left over. So there you go. Very simple. And what you're going to do is you're going to throw everything into the pot, right? And remember, like I said, don't use your wife's pot. Use another pot. Go to like thrift shop or something like that. Or if you want to buy a new one just for this project, you can do that. This is just something I picked up for $1. Right, it came with a lid. Right, And then what you're going to do is put it into your other pot, and you're going to fill this up of water so it comes up to about here, halfway up. So once it starts boiling, the water starts boiling, it'll start melting the wax inside. Alright, so let's get that started and we'll... Alright, so it's in the pot now, and as you see, the water's about halfway up, right? And what you want to do is you want it to go from low to medium heat. Alright, you don't want to be blasting it at max, because what's going to happen is water's going to go all over and you're going to end up making the wax brittle, and it's not going to work good. Alright, so we're going to do that, and then we're just going to cover her up just like that. And while we wait for that to simmer, we're just going to have a cup of coffee and we'll get back to you. Alright guys, so it's been about 15 minutes. As you see, whoa, that fogs up the lens, but yeah, it's all melted. So let's get to the next part. Alright, so the next part, you're going to let the pot just sit there for a bit so the wax doesn't solidify. And you're going to take out your little cups. I'm not sure how much wax I'm going to have. So now for the mixture of the sawdust and wood shavings, is you're going to want equal parts wax to equal parts sawdust. So basically what you're going to do is put your sawdust in your cups, alright, grab a little bit of wood chips, put it on top. It's like when you're building a fire, right? You start with the small stuff at the bottom, you light your kindling and stuff, and then you work your way up. So yeah, so you're going to have something that looks like that. Alright, let's get the wax. You're going to want to be careful because it's hot, right? But here's the 4 cups. So we're just going to take the wax, and like I said, ouch, it's hot. So I'm going to take a little bit of a rag here. And you're just going to want to pour the wax into the cups. Now you're going to want another surface or something because it does get messy. You're going to have spillage. Alright. And you just want to cover up to the top of the sawdust, right? So go like that. Now we're going to add a little bit more sawdust to the top, or wood chips to the top. Right, going to pack that down a bit. Now if you want, you could add a wick to it, help it light. I usually just light the paper, that's why I use the muffin tins. You could also use coffee filters. Right? Get a little bit more of the sawdust just to get into the cracks. Just like that. It's almost like making cupcakes and you're decorating it. Alright. Now it's a little bit cooler, you could touch. Just a tad more wax. and you're good to go. Now we're going to let this cool and sit, and we're going to let it solidify. Alright, just pack everything down, make sure nothing's going to leak out. There you go. I'm going to need a little bit more sawdust. But yeah, we'll get back to you. So guys, I hope these help you get a fire going, keep you warm in winter. Since we're so close to Christmas, they make great stocking stuffers. So we'll catch you next time. Stay safe out there. Cheers.